Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Jamie, I probably have asked you this question before. Were you a Sports Illustrated subscriber as a kid growing up?
At certain times.
At certain times. Do you still have some of those?
Yeah, some.
Okay.
Basically, only the ones with my favorite athletes on the cover.
Okay. I need to probably clear out some of mine. But every time I go through it, I'm like, oh man, that was a good one. Oh man, that was a good one. Oh, I don't want to throw that one away, and then I put it back in my pile.
Yeah, that happens.
I'm terrible at that.
And then you have to park your car outside in the snow, right?
Actually, my Sports Illustrateds are upstairs. Okay, they're in my room, in my sports room, and so with a bunch of sporting newses and things along those lines. But so it could use some. I mean, I'm not going to say it doesn't need some organization up there, because it does. What I'd really like to do is. I've got some Hot Wheels track up there for the Phenoms and a race car track that I need to set up again. So that way we can kind of have our own little clubhouse together. Me and the Phenoms.
Nice.
Okay. Tech Talk and the Bottom Line will be out in the wild today. They'll be over at Signature Stag on Milwaukee. They're calling it Fiesta Day Stag. Today as part of Cinco de Mayo. So you can go to Signature Stag tonight for an unforgettable night packed with fun, deals, and fiesta vibes, plus killer deals on your favorite men's brands. So be looking for the Bottom Line this afternoon and Tech Talk prior to Red Raider baseball. They'll also have tequila tastings. Okay, that should be interesting, and a full margarita bar as well. So that, plus you can get some clothes.
Keep Clint and Gus away.
Yeah, I think more Gus is who you have to worry about than Clint. Would be my guess. They'll also have, and I have not tried this. Okay, the Saks underwear. They have you can win a free pair of that. Rob Bro. I believe it was Rob Bro, asked Craig Wells yesterday if he was familiar with the Saks underwear, and Craig said yes. I don't know if he owns some or if he's just familiar with it, but I thought that was quite interesting. So go over there today. Signature Stag on Milwaukee is the fellas will be out and about. That's at 73rd and Milwaukee today as a part of Fiesta de Stag. Okay. Let's see. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that, or the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. I'm sure you've seen the video of the fan that fell at PNC Park in Pittsburgh the other night, Jamie. Have you seen that?
I did not see the video. I saw where I could watch it, but I didn't really want to watch it.
Yeah, he fell 20 feet. He's a former college football player. This happened in the 7th inning, and still, I think, in critical condition. So, it just goes to show you got to be careful. Unfortunately for him, he probably had some courage going that he didn't need to have. He had taken his shirt off and poured beer on himself before his fall. Yeah, he's 20 years old. Yeah.
I mean, it still seems like it was accidental, but obviously he's not.
Yeah.
When you say he had courage, it wasn't like, I'm going to jump.
Right.
I don't think that happened. I think it was an accident. But
yeah.
He definitely had some things that were affecting his motor skills.
Yeah, so, and his thinking skills too. His thinking skills as well. This I find curious. Tyrese Halliburton's father was unable to attend a game to watch his son, John Halliburton. He won't be able to attend any more Pacer games. He had a verbal altercation with Milwaukee Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo at the conclusion of Game 5. Apparently, Tyrese nailed a game-winning shot in overtime, and as the horn sounded, Mr. Halliburton was seen walking onto the court and taunting Giannis. So that's not good.
No, not good at all.
Yeah.
It's classless and good for the Pacers to say, dude, stay away.
Yeah. Even
how embarrassing for Tyrese.
Yeah. Even his son admitted that he didn't believe his dad was in the right when it came to this situation. So that's no good. Giannis said this: "I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his son. That's how you're supposed to feel. But coming to me and disrespecting me and cursing at me, I think is totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable." Yeah, he's exactly right.
And clearly the Pacers agree.
Yeah. So you can't be a little league dad in the NBA, and you shouldn't be a little league dad like that in the little league either, right?
Gosh, no.
There's too much of that as it is. So NBA playoffs last night, the New York Knickerbockers knocked out the Detroit Pistons, Jamie. So the Knicks get to move on, and for as much as I don't care about the NBA, I'm rooting for them because I just think I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun if the Knickerbockers won the NBA championship. Just took it down. I realize it's probably highly unlikely, but I think that would be. I think that'd be fun. Also, last night the LA Clippers defeated the Denver Nuggets in Los Angeles, 111-105. So you'll have a Game 7. And that will be Saturday night in Denver, with that series tied at 3 games apiece. Tonight in the NBA, you'll have the Rockets and the Warriors, with Golden State leading 3-2. So the Rockets trying to force a Game 7. Do you think that happens, or do you think that the Warriors put it together and knock out the Rockets?
No, I think it goes to full 7.
Full 7, okay.
Full 7.
6:40 this day in sports history. Lucky local winning word next on the Morning Drive.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
In the first inning,
How did he steal first? I'm just curious.
he picked it up and took it with him.
Okay.
And this is the first inning against the Cubs.
I don't think you can steal first.
No, you can't. Just was trying to be funny.
1941, Major League Baseball, Ted Williams' lowest average of the year. Anybody want to take a guess?
281.
Oh, no. 393.
His lowest, 308.
308.
Okay.
This is the year he hit 400.
Yeah.
But imagine that from this point forward, he's going to be batting better than 308 all year.
Yes, right.
He was, as the baseball people say, Chuck, raking the rest of the way.
Okay. Nice. I love that.
He wasn't doing too shabby up to this point either.
Yeah, 308's not too bad, right?
1978 NFL Draft. Earl Campbell from the University of Texas is the first pick by the Houston Oilers.
Huh.
2015, senior Cameron Smith threw his second complete game of the season, and sophomore Stephen Smith hit his first career grand slam, leading number 21 Texas Tech to a 9-1 victory over Texas.
I was a big fan of both of the Smiths. Still am.
Well, sure.
Yeah, both great dudes.
On this day in 2021, after play was suspended Saturday afternoon due to rain with a 5-3 Texas Tech lead, the number 11 Red Raiders returned Saturday to record the final 4 outs and pick up a 5-3 victory over number 3 Texas to secure the series win in Austin.
Good day.
And in 2023, Joel Embiid wins the NBA Most Valuable Player Award. It's his School Lunch Hero Day.
Okay.
So go buy a school kid lunch. Be a hero for them.
Okay. I didn't know if that was it sounded. I kind of was thinking superhero, like Batman lunchbox or Superman or Aquaman.
I didn't say you couldn't take it in one of those. I just said go buy a kid a school lunch today.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually that means like go bring them, something that they want, not make them eat the tray lunch there at school.
Yeah.
That'd be my guess.
This is celebrated the first Friday in May every year. So put that on your calendar for next year. You have a birthday, Chuck?
I do have a birthday. Today is happy birthday to my wife, the lucky lady. So celebrate her tonight and this weekend. So happy birthday to Laura, right?
Well, just Laura.
Just Laura. Yes.
We feel bad when we have to play Laura. It's her birthday. There's no reason to feel bad.
So happy birthday, Laura.
Dwayne Johnson, 53. Pat McAfee, 38. Paul George, 35. Kyle Busch is 40. Jared Saltalamacchia is 40. And Neftali Feliz is 37.
Two great names right there, back to back.
Neftali Feliz and Jared Saltalamacchia?
Yeah, I always like those names.
And on this day, 1918, the General Motors Corporation will become the world's largest automotive firm, acquiring Chevrolet Motor Company. And that is this day in sports history.
All right, time for a lucky local winning word. A reminder, yesterday, Estevan Velasquez won $500. So if he owes you money, or if you see him out and about tonight, he might owe you a slice or a cold drink. So,
I mean, shouldn't we owe him money?
Well, we do. We do.
But why are we assuming that our listeners owe other people money?
That's just wrong, Chuck, of you making people not hit this guy up, knock on his door. Hey, what about my money?
Yeah.
Where's my money? Chuck said, you got money. Give me money.
Yes, right. Okay, so you can get a lucky local winning word by listening to us every fine weekday morning at this time, 8:45, and the Tech Talk fellas at 4:45. It's all from the Home Zone, helping you make your house a home over at 50th in Indiana, and Double T 97.3 as we give away local cash, $500 every Tuesday. And Thursday, I'm going to give you a local winning word, and then you go to doubleTSportsNetwork.com and enter this word in. And on this first Friday in May the 2nd, 2025, it's appropriate because they won last night. The Clippers, put in Clippers at doubleTSportsNetwork.com, and you could find yourself, like Estevan Velasquez, a winner of $500 next week. It's all from the Home Zone, making your house a home, and Double T 97.3. Your next opportunity will be at 8:45 this morning. Okay? All right. A number of folks have weighed in very quickly on the buy a kid a lunch today. And somebody says it is to honor our wonderful lunchroom ladies. Okay?
Oh, what better way to honor them than to give them the day off?
School Lunch Hero Day is not for the students. It's to celebrate the outstanding workers that work hard every day to provide breakfast and lunch for the students. I have a wonderful team of ladies here at New Deal ISD. Converted OU fan. Okay.
I like it. I think that's great because I bet you those ladies take a lot of junk. So
well,
they have to deal with a lot. So they deserve to be honored.
Yes. Somebody else, School Lunch Hero Day celebrates the employees that serve lunches to the school students. Yeah. Okay. All right. So there you go. That's cool. That's very cool.
What better way to honor them than to give them the day off?
And really give them a break today and be nice to them. I think,
should be nice to them every day.
No doubt. No doubt.
You should be nice to your waiters and waitresses every day.
Yeah.
They control your food.
Yes. And usually, generally speaking, they're pretty nice people. Right? They're pretty nice people. Somebody writes in with regard to Giannis and Halliburton's dad. Shouldn't be a dad or a player like that, period. Too much of that stuff going on in the world. Yeah, I agree. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Every payday, you guys need to announce if Chuck owes you money, come get it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I don't think I owe anybody anything right now. Thank goodness. But we'll see, right? We'll see. All right. Jamie says, amen. Couldn't agree more. Yeah. Amen. Couldn't agree more. We'll have Texas Tech baseball on the air for you. We'll get to some of that just after 7 this morning as they take on the West Virginia Mountaineers. Jamie, I saw this. This is going to really irritate you, and I hate to do it so early in the morning. Frederico has decided where he wants to play basketball next year after whatever happened here didn't happen in terms of him coming back. Maybe it was his decision. Maybe it was our decision. He's not going to play in the Big 12 Conference, Jamie. That's the good news. He is going to play in the state of Texas, okay? And he has decided to go from scarlet and black to maroon and white. So
I don't find myself that annoyed, Chuck.
Okay, all right.
I mean, players move so much now. I mean, it's hard to get attached to them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wish him no ill will. He was fun having him here with us. He was a fun player to have. Had some good highlights, all that good stuff. Don't think it's a program killer without him, but at the same time, I would have loved to have had him back. But
okay.
I've become numb, Chuck.
Become numb.
Yep.
All right. Well, I wasn't trying to irritate you, but I think that's a good step in the right direction for all of us to take. Just, hey, it's just the way of the world, right?
They're all here on 1-year contracts. Don't expect them back for more than a year.
Well, it just goes back to a Heinz rule of life. We're all just penciled in. Some of us a little more lightly penciled in than others, right? You can just erase ourselves quite easily. It's just before 7 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thank you for being with us today.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. Thoughts, comments, the Yates Flooring Center chat line. If you have some, hit us up. We'll pass them along to others. You can kind of empty your brain today if you want. That would be good. Have an empty your brain day today. Kind of just hit delete on your brain, and that way you get everything out of your brain before the weekend, so you can have a nice, relaxing weekend. Cross off all your to-dos, things that you haven't done this week that you want to just get done. Things you've been putting off, so that you don't have to worry about it on Monday when you walk into work. We'll have
Would we then forget everything that we've ever known?
Maybe just the stuff in the trash portion of your brain. Because sometimes you have to. You put stuff in the deleted file, and then you forget to empty delete.
So what you're saying is we'd have to introduce ourselves to each other on Monday morning.
No, not necessarily. Not totally. Would that be so bad? We'd have a fresh start.
Do you feel like we need one?
I could tell stories that you've never heard before.
No, you could. That's great. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Wait, no, he couldn't, because he would have forgotten them.
Yes, that's exactly right, Jeff.
I'd have to.
We'd all be sitting here going, "What are all these blinking lights doing?"
New experiences that we would have. We'll have Friendship Tiger Baseball on the air for you today. We're hoping just for one game so that Choice can get to the Ranger game. That should be our goal. That should be like when Choice goes down there to kind of get the tail of the tape, the tail of the tiger tail today. Like, hey, Skip, what's the starting lineup going to look like today? Is it the same as yesterday? Any changes? And then say, hey, would you tell the boys it'd really be nice if we could make quick work of this thing, because I got tickets to the Ranger game tonight.
I mean, not for nothing. It would make our jobs a lot easier here if there's only one game.
Sure, right. We're all
there will be quite the scramble if there is a second Friendship game today.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about that. We just want to get Choice to the Ranger.
Yeah, right. We just want to get Choice to the Ranger.
Who cares about that, Jeff?
Yeah, that's right.
The guy who's going to be talking on the air when it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just suck it up, Jeff. Just suck it up. We're just trying to get Choice to a Rangers game.
I have no issue with Choice getting to the Rangers game, but it would help us out too.
Yeah. So we'll have Friendship and El Paso Eastwood tonight. Or today at high noon. So you're a little lunchtime baseball for you. Friendship won 10-0 last night. 7 of their first 8 batters went to the plate and got a hit. And the one out was an infield fly rule. So they had a little bit of batting practice there in the first inning and then cruised to a 10-0 win. So that's at noon. Should they have to play, Game 2 would be on Sunny 97.7 at 1:30. We'll also, and these games come to you from Monaghan's, all right? And then for Lubbock Cooper, the softball team's in action today. They take on El Paso Parkland, and that game will come to us from Fort Stockton. Should Game 3 be necessary, because they'll play Game 2 tomorrow, and we'll have that at 1 on 100.7 the score, and then Game 3 would be right after that. So Games 2 and 3 tomorrow, and at least Game 2 tomorrow, because you have to win 2 out of 3. Okay, so that'll be the case there in Morgantown. I told you I had a little basketball note, and I realize it's not basketball season, but I thought this was kind of interesting because the headline intrigued me. Okay, so the headline was college basketball coaches next in line for first national championship, because Todd Golden got his first for Florida this past year when they were victorious in their national championship game against Auburn. So they listed a bunch of coaches, and almost every one of them is older than Todd Golden. Jamie, I think they all are. But when you look at this list, it's a little surprising that they haven't won a national championship. And the main reason that I looked on this list was like, okay, because they listed 10 coaches. And I'm like, well, where does Grant McCasland fall on this list? Not that he's been as close as some of these guys have, because he's yet to take a team to a Final Four, but he's won everywhere he's been. So that would be, to me, a likely candidate, right? Because he won a junior college national championship. He won an NIT. He's had the Red Raiders in the NCAA tournament the last 2 years. Came really close to getting a Final Four, but he is not on this list.
I would agree with everything you said, and then I would add to that, he's at a school that is financially supporting really well a men's basketball program.
Right.
And so he has a great opportunity. So everything you said, and then add where he is right now and what this school is doing with those two sports, and you say, yeah, he's got a great chance.
Sure.
Because he is a great coach who's won every year and has shown that he can do it at all different levels and all the above. Plus, he's somewhere that's supporting him financially. Yeah,
and they correct me. Auburn was in the Final Four, but it's Houston that played in the national championship game. So beg my pardon on that. So the first coach that they list on these 10, tell me if you disagree with any of these 10, or if McCasland should be above these 10. So they have, and Texas Tech, given what you're doing right now in supporting your men's basketball program. They list Kelvin Sampson as 1. They list Bruce Pearl at Auburn as 2. John Shire at Duke is 3. Nate Oates at Alabama is 4. I would tell you, while Alabama supports its sports, I got to think that Texas Tech is doing more for its men's basketball program than Alabama.
I don't know if that's the case or not, Chuck, but all I know is Alabama spends a lot of time near the top of the rankings.
Yeah, that's fair. Rick Barnes at Tennessee. His best finish for Rick Barnes is the 2003 Final Four when he was at Texas. Seems like
he had Tennessee really close this year.
Yeah. Matt Painter at Purdue. They went to the national championship game in 2024. Dusty May at Michigan. They went to the Final Four in 2023. Seems like Michigan's always been pretty supportive of their basketball program. Not like Michigan State, or not like this school, Kentucky. They list Mark Pope. His best finish was the Sweet 16 in 2025. So there's a coach that doesn't have the resume that Grant McCasland does, but he's at a school that is a obvious blue blood, thick as it can be in terms of going to a national championship.
Yep.
Mark Few at Gonzaga has been to the national championship game twice. I feel like it's going to be interesting to see about Gonzaga because they obviously don't have football, so their main focus has been basketball. It's just, can they keep up with everybody else in this new era?
Well, there's a possibility if they're able to spend a larger amount on their men's basketball team that they could be better off.
Yep.
Because they don't have football to worry about.
I don't think this coach deserves this, but this school, you could say, certainly makes the case. Pat Kelsey at Louisville. He's been to the first round 5 times. He better start winning at Louisville and make deep runs, or they'll find somebody else because they're used to making deep runs at Louisville. And now in this new era where, that expectation is going to be much, much higher at Louisville than maybe even what it's been. To me, I would put Texas Tech ahead of Louisville and Pat Kelsey.
I think that's the only one that you mentioned, Chuck, that I feel like they need to be in front of.
Yeah. 7:24 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Jamie's question of the day is next.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
Well, I sure am glad you didn't stop by and say howdy, because they would have thrown you out of there, because that's an Aggie saying, and Red Raiders don't say it.
I'm sorry. This is
another one of those things that you just won't trust me on, Chuck.
I know. I fail you on that. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll try to do better.
I'm trying to help you become a true Red Raider. You got to know things that we don't say.
Yes, sir.
Like, AKA, I think the Aggie band is really cool. We don't say that. Okay.
I haven't said that in quite some time, but
that's good. I'm glad you learned your lesson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to do that. Trying to be better.
Yeah, Red Raider fans don't say howdy. That's an Aggie thing.
How about if I just say hey?
That's good. That's good. Or wreck 'em, coach. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Chuck, Jeff, and our fine listening audience. I don't feel like we've talked Red Raider football a bunch of late, so I'm going to throw a Red Raider football question at you today. Okay. So I want you to look at the schedule and tell me, there's 2 parts to this one. What is the game on the schedule that you feel like Red Raider fans have kind of called a win already, but you feel like it's going to be tougher? And what's the one that you think Red Raider fans are nervous about, that you're less nervous about, that you think it's not going to be that difficult?
Okay.
So part of this is you sensing, what the other Red Raider fans think.
Which I think I have a keen sense for.
Okay. Well, you would have a sense that they don't say howdy.
Is that your 9th sense?
Yeah.
Could be my 9th sense. That I take it, man. You guys have memories like elephants sometimes. Just really makes it hard to kind of keep things in line. Okay, a game that I think that they have just penciled in that could be a loss, and a game that is a loss that I think is going to be a win, right?
Something to that effect.
Okay. 2025. Let's just make sure I've got the right schedule before I start talking. Which is,
that does help. Yes.
I think
Jeff, you want to go first?
No. I've got it. I think people have penciled in a loss at Utah that I think could be a win. And I think that people have penciled in. No, I'm going to change that. I think people have penciled in a loss at Arizona State that I think could be a win because of what they don't have coming back. Even though it's a road game, even though it's probably going to be played in the heat of the day. But I think that you'll be potentially coming off of a home win over Kansas. And then I think a game that could be a problem for you is the last game of the year at West Virginia, that I think people have penciled in as a win because of the new regime and a bunch of new players and things like that.
Okay. Jeff?
Okay, so the one that I think people are penciling in as a win that I am very, very, very concerned about, Oregon State.
Okay, I had that in my mind too.
You're coming off of Kent State, who you're only going to pound into the ground or not, as the case may be.
Do they have a coach yet?
Huh?
Do they have a coach yet?
I have no idea. Yeah. It's going to be your first true test. There's going to be excitement in the stands. It's all going to be there, but not feeling great. The game that a lot of people have penciled in as a win, I mean, as a loss, that I think you've got a better shot to win. That's really hard. I don't know that I have a great answer. Maybe Arizona State. I don't know that they can repeat the success that they have had. But it's also, I don't know how many people are picking that one as a loss. So that's where my finger is I don't know where that is for the general audience overall. That's the best answer I got. I wish I had a better one.
That's fine. I think both you guys' answers are good. I think the game to me that people are not scared of enough, and a big part of it is because of who they return with their quarterback coming back, is Kansas. I think Kansas last year had everything go wrong at the beginning of the season, and then they played really good football at the end of the year. They're bringing back their quarterback. Yes, they lost their really good running back in Devin Neal. But I think the Jayhawks were better than ultimately their record showed last year, and I think they finished with a lot of momentum. And so I wonder if they'll be this year, since everything went wrong for them early last year, like this will be the year, okay, it flips back to everything going right for them. And so I think that I'm more nervous about KU than I think most Tech fans are. I'm going back-to-back weeks here. The one that I think I'm less nervous about, that I think a lot of Tech fans are, so it's the same answer as Jeff, is Arizona State. And my reasoning here is kind of similar to what Kansas was. I think Arizona State was a good football team last year. I just think that, man, the ball bounced their way a lot. They had a great running back. They rode him to where they got, winning the Big 12 and all that good stuff. I just don't think they'll have the year this year that they had last year. So I think that's one that when you initially looked at it and you said Big 12 champ on the road, ooh, man, that's going to be really tough. I'm not saying it's not going to be tough. I'm just saying I don't think I fear that one as much as most Red Raider fans, because I feel like a lot of Tech fans feel like that one's a loss on the road.
Do you kind of compare that to the TCU situation a couple years ago, Jamie? Then,
yeah, where everything went their way. Yeah, I mean, the other one that I was thinking about, and I think your answer with West Virginia is good, Chuck. Just because it's hard for the Red Raiders to win there, right? Going on the road, playing there, who knows what's going to happen? It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving, all the above. The other one is the BYU one, because I think that one's going to be really tough. But I assume all Red Raiders think that one's going to be really tough too. So that one couldn't fit into this question.
We get this off the Yates Flooring Center chat line. I think it's K-State. We always pencil that game as a loss. I think that's fair. I guess, and Jeff, are you going to pick against Texas Tech until you beat them? Is that already one?
I'm picking Kansas State to win that game until you beat them. Yes.
Yeah.
And it won't just be once.
Yeah. You are consistent with that philosophy, and I do love that. That until you beat them, I'm going to pick that as a loss.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Lubbock's sports station, Double T 97.3 and Double T 97.3.com with Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. It's great to have you with us today on the Morning Drive. We come to you this morning from the First United Bank studio, Jamie, Jeff, and I. Jamie is with Red Raider Baseball in Morgantown as the Red Raiders get ready for the first of three. They take on the West Virginia Mountaineers, the first-place team in the Big 12 Conference. So we look forward to that tonight. 5 o'clock, the broadcast time. 5:30, first pitch from Morgantown. Let's see, Jamie. We get this from Bobby Hot Dogs. He's always a sarcastic guy. He says, mowed my yard yesterday evening and capped it off with the old Heinz special. He's got grass clippings in his street.
That's too funny.
That's too funny.
I was asked on the plane yesterday if all leaf blowers had been outlawed in Lubbock yet.
Well, that's good. That's good that they're tuned in. And what was your response to that?
I haven't found out yet. I was probably still working on it. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we provided a little humor as you got on the jet to wing off to Morgantown. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Bobby Hot Dogs also asked Jeff, and Jamie answered as well. What do you think about the new City Connects for the White Sox? A step down from what they had, in my opinion. Jeff, do you have an opinion on that?
I get what they're doing. I know why they had to change.
Why did they have to change?
Contract.
Oh, okay.
They're on a year where they need to change the uniforms so people will buy new uniforms.
Gotcha.
I get it. I would have preferred.
Who's the contract with?
Nike. Like the City Connects, they've got to change every 3 years for every team. Like every team, every team is on a 3-year cycle at different years so that they can keep making new contracts for them, new jerseys for them.
That sure seems odd.
If I was in Chicago,
extremely odd.
Like if I was in Chicago and was a Bulls fan and a White Sox fan and a Bears fan and all those things, I might like them a lot more. I would have preferred they just reverse the colors of the black one and go all white with black accents. But that's because I'm a White Sox fan. I'll bet Davis loves it because he gets to wear red and black again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So let me get this right. The Rangers uniforms are going to change here soon?
The City Connect ones, yeah.
Awesome.
In a couple, not next year. I think it's the year after.
Is this just the second year?
Of the Spiegel? Yes. Or is this the third year?
I feel like it's the third year.
You don't care for the City Connects, Jamie?
Oh, I think the Rangers are hideous.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
There are some that are very well done. I kind of like the new Astros one. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they got they destroyed the White Sox.
Yeah, I love the Rangers uniforms so much, and I think the City Connect ones are so ugly. Whatever that creature is, that's fine. They can have that, but like black pants and white jerseys, I mean, it's terrible.
I see what they were trying to do. I just don't think they did it very well.
I don't.
They're trying to honor all the teams that have played in Arlington, like that were home in Arlington. I get it.
Okay, well, stop making them look like softball uniforms.
No, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, I just kind of like the regular stuff, but
yeah, the regular stuff for the Rangers is great as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I mean, so it's like, man, just keep doing that, right? Mm-hmm. Just keep doing that. So, at any rate, well, that's the story on that. I saw this, Jamie, last night, and I thought you might have some interest in it. It's 7 forgotten morning habits from the 70s that could improve your entire day. Okay, some of these you're going to agree with, and some of these you're not. I'll skip over the ones that I think are boring. Start the day with gentle music, not blaring alarms. Okay, gentle music. Savoring a real breakfast at the table without your TV or phone distracting you. Okay.
All right, seems like a good one.
Okay. Flipping through a physical newspaper or a beloved book. I'm more the newspaper guy. I miss having my newspaper in my hands with drinking a cup of coffee and just relaxing. You would like this. You may even do this, Jamie. Simple stretches or light exercise.
Man, I used to exercise before the show, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Too early.
Because you enjoyed a short walk, even if it's just around the neighborhood in the morning.
Yes, my wife and I used to. Before I took on this babysitting, job opportunity in the morning show.
I thought you still did some of that, like in the early morning.
No. That's why I go play tennis afterwards.
She loves you, but not that much to get up and walk with you in the morning.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. And then keeping an unplugged moment, no TV, no phone. You do a really good job with that.
Yeah, I'm not as attached to my devices as others. I'm telling you, the TV turns on at our house only if pretty much there's a specific sporting event that I want to watch. I don't usually turn it on just to, people say I just have noise in the background or whatever. Unless there's a specific game I'm going to watch, it doesn't usually turn on at our house.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Man. You guys, there could be a TV show on the Lents. Just in terms of.
And man, the ratings would be terrible.
How to do it?
How boring can you be? No, my wife's always, I feel like both of us in the evenings are doing a lot of work for our jobs. And so here we do have devices out. I'm working on my laptop. She's working on hers. Mm-hmm. And we just don't watch a ton of TV.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. And one kid's not at home and the other one's, I don't know, playing basketball or going to church, whatever, and so she's just busy.
And she doesn't want to be bothered by you guys, the parentals.
No, she goes into her bedroom. I'm sure she's watching stuff on her phone or whatever. But that's a 17-year-old kid.
Right? Absolutely. Yeah.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.